And welcome back, everybody, to the next update on the Torino GT 70 Torino GT that I'm building for the Pro Street Group build being hosted by Dylan at New York State Modeling. I had intended for this update to be the first part of the auto air paint process, the application of the Autoborn Silver Sealer, which will serve as our primer. Show you how I do dry brushing when I heat stain my exhaust. Now, I've been working on the exhaust, and what you have before you there is this is the headers out of the kit that go with the drag version of the car, which is the engine that I'm using for my Pro Street build. It's the 429 Cobra Jet, and these are the drag headers. So I decided to use those, and instead of crafting a new exhaust system, I'm going to use the Dirty Donnie piece of the Dirty Donnie exhaust. What you have in front of you there are the three colors I'll be using. I like to use the Aztec, the Testors Aztec acrylic paints. A couple of reasons why. The pigments are extremely vivid. They dry brush well. They have metallic flake in them, which allows for a little bit of a sheen when you apply them to the, especially when you're applying it over the metallizer. So you don't have to use much, just enough to give it the impression of, the exhaust has been used and has been discolored. So let's get started. And what we're going to use a fairly stiff brush. I've used it quite a bit. As you can see, it's kind of spread out on the end, but what we're going to do is we're going to we'll start with the blue, which is what I like to do first, and we're going to come in, and I'm hoping I can kind of stay out of the way of the shot there with my hand. So what dry brushing is, if you're new to modeling or have never done dry brushing, is just as the name implies, you're taking paint, putting it in the brush, and getting almost every bit of the pigment out of it except for just what's left in the bristles themselves. You're not using any of there's no liquid of the paint left. It's all just pigment pretty much. And so we're going in with just that much, and I'll bring my towel over and show you. We're getting rid of practically everything out of the brush. You almost don't want to see anything. Now we'll do this in 2 cycles probably. We'll come in this first trip and just highlight a little bit. And you may not be able to see it this first time. Now you have to think about where would the heat stain be on the exhaust headers. Well, heat stain will be in bends and turns of the exhaust close to the block. We'll start with those areas there, and we'll just come in and we'll just lightly brush. And I like to quote the late Bob Ross, just very lightly. 3 hairs is a mare is what he used to say when he was just doing light highlighting or whatever. And you may not be able to even see this, and there again, I'm not where I can see my tablet screen, so I'm hoping you can see now. I don't know if you can tell, but we've already put some of the blue in. Most of it will be right up here around where these curves occur. You'll have some down here. Now what I like to do also is when I get most of it off the brush is come down on the straight part of the pipe and just lightly, very lightly touch it, and then on the collector maybe put just a little bit. Just give the indication that some hot exhaust has come through there. I don't know if you can, I'm hoping that you can see that on camera. And keep in mind now how shiny, let me turn it over on the other side. There's what it looked like before we started with the metalizer. Now this is the aluminum plate buffing metalizer, and I shot that last night, let it sit all night, and came back in today and buffed it out. So, all right. There we go. My next color I like to come in with is the purple, which is, like I said, the Aztec, and this is the Aztec Pearl, by the way. All these colors are. Now, I'm not going to clean my brush, per se, at least not with any kind of cleaning agent. I'm going to come in and I'm going to just get rid of all the blue that we put on. I'm going to get rid of that, all of that I can. And we're going to come back in with the purple, and we're going to start. We're going to do the same thing. Just a little bit on the brush. And what will happen is, I don't know if you can tell it there, what little bit of blue was left in the bristles will now blend with the purple. I don't know if you can see that. We'll get through, I'll zoom in a little bit. All right, now, lastly will be the pearl gold, which will serve as kind of our top highlight, and that's the one really that is really going to set this off, I think. Gives that last little bit of highlight to the blue and purple. It kind of ties it all together. What it does, it lightens that up, because the blue and the purple are kind of dark colors. Kind of like I said, that's what we started with. And there's the finished product. Now this light really, there we go, that looks a little bit better. Really puts, the fluorescent light really puts too much light on it, and it kind of diminishes the effect of it, but you get the idea of how it looks. All right, we'll pause the video here. I'll stop the video and we'll get ready, and I'm going to show you how to sort of weather up an exhaust. Be right back. One side of our exhaust ready to go, and we're going to do a little bit of weathering, and I kind of left it zoomed in there a little bit, and forgive me if it jumps around on you trying to focus. Like I said, I'm on my tablet. Now we got, as I was saying, we're ready to weather our exhaust, our little piece of exhaust here. Not much to do to it. We just want a little bit of discoloration to show that it's it's been used and it's been put on the road. So we're going to use two different pigments here. We got the medium rust, and then we have the asphalt road grind. You can use it with white spirit, mix it, make a liquid form of it, and use that kind of like a wash. But I'm going to use it dry, because what I want to do is I want to show you how well these pigments work. And the shot there. Now what you do with this, you just get the powder on your brush. I like to go over to my towel and get the excess out. And these are extremely strong, so you have to be careful about how you apply them. And what we're going to do is we're just going to come in to where, what I like to do is where the exhaust comes in and out of the muffler, where the pipe work comes in and out of the muffler, and because that's generally where you get your rust, is right there in that little area where the pipe work is. And then we're going to use that, the remainder of that, to just kind of discolor, brush on the surface of the muffler there. Now, just to show you, give you an idea of how strong these pigments are. You can see how I want to show, I don't want this, as I said, I don't want this muffler to look like it's being rusty. It's not rusty, getting ready to rust through. We just want that indication that it's heat's been going through there, and it's starting between that and the water on the road and the moisture and everything. It's starting to turn this metal a little bit of a rust color. So we're just going to come in and we're just going to lightly put that rust pigment in there. Now you actually can, you don't have to make a wash. You can actually come back in here with just a little bit of a damp brush that's been dampened with white spirit, and go over the top of this, and it will kind of work its magic without having to make up a wash. But we're not going to do that today. Now, on the pipe work, I just want to discolor this pipe work just a little bit. Let's see if I can do this without spilling it. Wax paper. Come in with, now this is the asphalt road grind. As I said, you know, you can go as far as you want with this. The more you work it, the more you tone it down, really. So that's what I'm doing now, just trying to get the most of it evened out, so it's not, it doesn't look splotchy, it doesn't look applied. In other words, it looks like it, you know, it's weathered up. You know, the elements have done all this, and there we go. And we've taken down, what we've done is we've knocked down that shiny finish that the metallizer put on there, which I like that as my base, because even with this over the top, that metallizer being buffed out, coming through in spots, gives you the impression that, you know, at one time this was a brand new piece of, you know, metal. It's kind of got a little wear on it, and it's showing its age a little bit. You know, it's not rusted through, but it, you know, he's using it. It's not sitting in the garage. It's not a trailer queen. It's not going to shows. It's something he's using, you know, on a regular basis. So, all right, now I'm going to show you. Bring in the other side, and along with the exhaust that we did. This is the other side I did off camera. I didn't. This one I actually didn't do as much to this one. I didn't weather it quite as heavy, but you kind of get the idea of how this is going to look. Now that will be flipped over the other way, but you get the idea of kind of how it's going to look, on how it looks, you know, when it's all said and done, and you get your exhaust mounted and everything. It really lends itself to improving the looks of your model. I'll take some snapshots of this and put it at the end. I know this is a long video, but tutorial videos tend to be, you know, long, and but there it is. All right. Until I talk to you again, take care of one another. May God bless you and your family. Don't take any crap from anyone. Look forward to doing the paint video on the candy blue paint for the Torino. Talk to you later. Bye.